let's talk about it's actually a good pivot talking about the picks. Two things we can actually combine it into one conversation. We gotta give the scoop to our guy Mikey Rappaport, who told me and Dante all week, relax. It's gonna be a deal. It's gonna happen. He had it. He just trust me, bro. Sources, very very close sources to the situation. He told us it was going to go down. I don't have the specific numbers in front of me, but I know it was a 4-year, $90-something million extension for Montez Sweat. I actually liked what I saw from him yesterday. I thought that he was very close on a couple sacks. There was a couple things that stood out to me. One, this scheme is fucking terrible. And that to me means more than even just the talent, is that the other niggas on the field weren't even getting close. Tez was at least getting close. The other niggas weren't getting close. So I liked the signing. I feel like that's a good piece in the right direction. But going into, I feel like he needs another elite pass rusher. I feel like Montez Sweat would be. I don't think Montez Sweat is a number one. I don't even think he's a number two. I think he's like a 1B. Like, I feel like he's a really good compliment. Like, he was so great because he had Chase Young on the other side and vice versa. So I feel like if the Bears can get that, that'll be a nice real stepping stone to build that defensive line. They just re-signed Andrew Billings. But going into this week, and when we go around, y'all can give y'all answers about Montez too. Going to this week, short week against the Carolina Panthers. A lot going on for this one because really there's no way for the Bears to lose in this situation. They're going to be straight in either one of the picks. But it doesn't look like Brian Burns be playing this week. I think there's a couple other people who are going to be missing for the Panthers this week. We don't know about Justin's day-to-day. I can see it going either way. I can see them playing Justin just to get his feet wet. Then he gets another 10 days off. And I can also see them sitting him because he said he still has a little bit trouble really holding on to the ball. So I can see them rest him and give him 10 days off before he has to face Aiden Hutchinson and them niggas in Detroit. So I can see either way. But you got that. Tremaine Edmonds has been listed this day-to-day. Like I said, Khalil Herbert, Equanimous St. Brown, Josh Blackwell, all off the IR. So you're getting some reinforcements. I'm gonna go to Dante first. What did you think about what you saw from Montez, the extension, and how you think this game on Thursday is gonna go?
I mean, like they always say, money talks. So it's hard to walk away from 72 million guaranteed, even if it's wasn't your ideal situation. So I mean, it was at his advantage to get paid now because you never wanted to go out there without the certainty of a contract, without that security. So I mean, it made more sense for him to sign a deal now. So I get that it was a good move. I feel you when you say it's a move in the right direction for the defense, but it's also a move in the wrong direction because if they start winning games, they look somewhat competent. Who knows?
That's
They
the
might keep
problem.
these
Yeah,
dickheads
they might
around.
keep Flus. Yeah,
So
especially the way he was
yeah,
talking about that nigga last week. Yeah.
yeah, so that's not a good thing. But I mean, I was perfectly fine with the deal. Going into the short week, like we said a few weeks ago, I said I wouldn't mind if Justin missed this game too, just because I know his future is all relying on how he finishes this season. So if he ain't 100%, if his thumb is still sore, I say sit him out, let him rest the 10, and he just come back against Detroit. Hopefully you run a similar game plan to what you've been running for Tyson and actually move in the pocket and running the ball, But knowing them, they'll bring him back and he'll sit back there and get his shit rocked 7 to 8 times a game. But yeah, that's just where I'm at with it right now.
Bang, what you think? And then we'll close out with Mikey.
Oh man, win-win situation. The boy ain't got to play. Bring him back for the Detroit game. I'm going to the game too, and I'd rather see Justin on the field than Badgett. But in this case right here, being that it's the white man can't jump effect. Sometimes when you win, you lose. Sometimes when you lose, you win. Sometimes when you win or lose, you actually tie. And
You
that's what the
dropping a lot of
Bears
George
used.
W. Bush bars right now.
That's Rosa Perez, fam. That's Rosa Perez in the joint. So when you think about it that way, it really don't matter. It's me, and I'm sorry, we're at the point anyway that it's over for Justin. Like
Yeah,
Justin is auditioning for teams at this point right now. He's
yeah.
auditioning for the Atlanta Falcons. The
Mm-hmm.
Arthur Blank is sending scouts to Chicago on Thursday to see if Justin plays, to see how Justin looks, because we'll be offering them a third that could be moved up to a two, depending on how many plays or depending on what Justin does. That's what's going to happen. and the Bears is going to end up with their quarterback of their choice too. So we just at the final countdown of somebody that we grown to love in Chicago, and it just so happens that his time was short. But we hope that he ends up somewhere and ends up being a very good player there.
I will always be a Justin fan, man. I am rooting for that nigga wherever he goes. I'm rooting for him. Mikey, we gonna close out with you. You the one who Mikey Rappaport is what I'm gonna call him. You saw all this coming together. What do you think about the extension in this Thursday?
Well, I think it was you don't give up a second round pick for a player that's going to be a free agent if you have no intentions on signing him. I think they knew, especially because the day prior, Rashawn Gary signed for 4 years, 96 million. So it was kind of tailor made for them right there. We're going to give up a second round pick, and we kind of know the parameters of what the contract would be. I think it's good. The Chicago Bears need to be in the business of acquiring more players and more good players and actually retaining them. I know for the longest I was the biggest Jalen Johnson hater, but I think he's next. I think they need to go ahead and re-sign him, because you cannot add to the front of your defense and then leave your secondary vulnerable, especially when Jalen Johnson has been playing very well. So I like the deal. I understand people complaining about second round picks and giving it up. You know what? You can still keep the pick and make a draft pick and draft a Javon Dexter who plays 11 snaps a game, or draft a Zach Pickens in the second round who plays 14 snaps a game, or you could drop a Velus Jones who has no fucking business in the NFL. So at the end of the day, a draft pick is just a lottery ticket. I'll cash in the lottery ticket. For the already proven commodity of Montez Sweat. I agree with you. He's not Myles Garrett, Joey Bosa, any of them, but he's a very, 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 very good run defender, and he will wreak havoc as a pass rusher and the quarterback. He's going to get you 9 sacks, maybe double-digit sacks every season. As soon as you pair him with another good edge rusher and a 3-tech. So I like the deal. It was very prudent of them to jump the gun. And as we get into Thursday's game, I personally would like to watch Justin Fields. So my shorty's best friend is coming from LA this weekend, and they had a plan to go out on Thursday night, and they wanted to include me. I said I will not be going because the Bears are playing. She was kind of broken hearted, and I said, all right, I'm gonna change it. If Justin Fields is playing, I'm not going. If Tyson Bagent is starting, I'm riding with you. So that's where I'm at right now. If Justin Fields is not playing, I really cannot care to watch. But like Bang said, he's auditioning for the next team. I don't think there's any reason why you would keep him, just off of the strength that there's too many things tipping in your favor of resetting the quarterback market financially, resetting it years wise, getting your own quote unquote guy, pairing him with probably a new head coach. You probably do not want to be. Yeah, not even probably. You don't. If you're Ryan Poles, want to be in that situation for a third straight year in 2025 if it doesn't pan out and you're in the spot to select the quarterback. So everything is pointing to Justin Fields spending, this is being the last 2 months of his season and career with the Chicago Bears. So, it is what it is at this point.
I will wrap it up with this. I am interested to say, 2 things. I'm gonna shoot Tyson Bagent some bail. One is I feel like for a backup quarterback, he is doing a good job. Now, he had a very tough game yesterday, but I forgot who said this. I forgot. I don't know if it was Ocho Cinco. Somebody said backup quarterback is a very expensive position. Mm-hmm. Backup quarterback is something you don't think you need till you need it. So whether the Bears, whether it's the very, very small percentage, maybe so the Bears get the 4th or 5th pick and Justin's actually next year and he's the backup, or maybe he's the backup for Drake May or Caleb Williams. I think that is a guy who will be a backup quarterback next year, and I feel like he's earned it. And if either one of the 3, if we get a Drake May, if we get a Caleb Williams, if we stay with Justin, either 3 of them get hurt, I feel comfortable with him holding it down for a couple of weeks just off what I've seen. I think he'll just get better from that. So that I'll shoot him some bail. This was never about Tyson Bagent, like I said last week. It's all about it's about the people around it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say about that. And also, I'm also interested to see how Ryan Poles moves when he does get his guy. Maybe is there a different side of Ryan Poles that now that he got his guy, whether it's a Caleb or Drake May, does he move differently? And maybe it's just, I really wasn't trying because they got a nigga at quarterback that I really wasn't fucking with. So that's something I want to see, but that's not a question we're gonna have answered for at least another 8 months, 6, 7 months or some shit like that. But